said, well, whatever you ask, I'll give it to you. And he was drunk at the time and didn't realize what he said. But the woman realized it and said, yeah, give me John the Baptist's head on a platter. And once he realized what he said, he had to go through with it. And he was friends with John. And for the simple fact that John rebuked him from taking his brother's wife shows you that he was an Idumean that kept the law, which goes and cuts you men out there that said that the heathens never knew the law. Okay, because why is John the Baptist rebuking an Edomite for taking his brother's wife, okay, if the heathens never received the law? The law of that was given unto Israel. Thou should not take nearest of kin unto you, or thou should not commit adultery. Okay, that was two sins right there. Uncovering the nakedness of thy brother's wife, okay, which is uncovering your brother's nakedness, and for committing adultery by taking a woman who's married already. You understand? So why would John waste his time rebuking the Edomite, the devil, if they never received the law? You can read that story in the scriptures. And when we do that video to show you that the heathens did receive the law of the word of the Most High, you understand? I want you men to take a good look at that and get your pen and your pad and your notebooks ready. Okay, because like the scripture said, they that murmur shall learn doctrine, man. So read on.
Who had married Herod Antipatus.
Right, married Herod Antipatus, okay, which we already understood that Antipatus was a name of a line that went back to Idumea. Because just like Cornelius was also a name of a line that went back to Japheth. But men say I'm crazy, okay, they say I'm retarded. Okay, they say all these things about, because you're not scholars, that's why. Like I said, you'll be standing in the corner like Willie Nelson, or you'll be exiting out of my classroom. That's exactly what's going to happen, because you're a bunch of class clowns. You understand? Because this is serious. This is not a joke, B. This is dead serious. This is scriptural understanding here. Read.
In AD 28, her daughter, his niece, was married to Herod Philip, Agrippa's kingdom now equal that of Herod the Great.
Right, so his kingdom was set up just like his grandfather's kingdom was set up. Okay, read.
His pro-Jewish policies favored the old aristocrats as well as the Pharisees.
Right, so the Pharisees and aristocrats of our nation like the fact that he still claimed to be a Jew through faith and still allowed us to do and keep certain high holy days and privileges. Like, for example, releasing a prisoner, you know, or things of that nature during certain high holy days because they broke Roman law or whatever. Right?
And his rule seems to have been popular. However, his role...
Right, he was popular. Does that make him an Israelite? Because Cornelius was popular too. Okay, he was a good reporter amongst the Jews. But for some odd reason, men take that and say, well, he's an Israelite. Okay, Herod was very popular amongst the Jews. They liked him. We liked him. Okay, read.
However, his role in ordering the death of James.
Right, but then the devil had to come out. Okay, he ordered the killing of the Lord's apostles. Okay, there's the devil. Okay, yeah, I'll give you what you want, but just serve Satan. Serve me. So the devil came out of him, like all you so-called white people. Okay, the devil came out of him. He ordered the killing of James. That's why the scripture said, never trust thine enemy. Read.
And the arrest of Peter.
And he arrested Peter. And we read what?
Acts 12, 1 to 23.
Right. Around the time of what they call Easter. Okay. Acts the 12th chapter. Okay. Which was really translated Pasakos or Pasak, which is Passover. Read.
Suggests a less favorable picture when Agrippa first died suddenly at Caesarea in AD 44.
So he died in Caesarea. So these are all Edomites in the land of Caesarea. Like we read Acts the 10th chapter, it says a certain man from Caesarea. So as you can see, if you had a scholarly mind, you can understand why brothers out there teaching that Cornelius was an Edomite. For the simple fact that you had Edomites all in the land region of Israel at this time. Okay? So now, with the proper understanding, we came to conclusion that he is of Japhetic descent. But now continue onward to the topic concerning Drusilla the Jewess. Read.
His son, heir Agrippa II, was only 17.
Right, his son was only 17 years old when he came in power after his father's sudden death. Read.
Agrippa's sister Drusilla.
Who?
Agrippa's sister Drusilla.
Agrippa had a sister by the name of Drusilla. Read.
Was married to Procurator Antionus Felix.
Who? Procurator Antiochus Felix. But the Bible just calls him Felix. Like we read Acts 24:24. Drusilla, okay, which was a Herodian, okay, was considered to be a Jewess in the scripture. In Acts 24:24. No, that means she was an Edomite.
Right.
Does that mean she was an Edomite?
She was an
Continue reading.
And both are reported to have dealt with Paul after his arrest. Acts chapter 24, verse 24.
And they even gave the scripture. The Jewesses were Edomites. There were Idumeans that converted into our lifestyle. So let's go back to Acts chapter 16, verse 1.
Acts chapter 16, verse 1. Then came he to Derbe and Lystra, and behold, a certain disciple was there, named Timotheus, the son of a certain woman, which was a Jewess, and believed, but his father was a Greek.
So she was an Edomite woman that believed. Okay, and her father, his father was a Greek. Okay, now let's get the understanding of who the Greeks was. Okay, you got the information on the Greeks?
Yeah, because
right, go ahead,
if you come across the Greek word for the word Greek in Acts the 16th chapter, it says Helen.
Right.
You read about the Hellenists, all right? They were about the Greeks in the New Testament. Those were Israelites that were following after the customs of the Greeks, man. They were following after the customs of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Right. They're also known as Hellenized Jews.
Right.
Okay. So let's get the Bible dictionary on the word Greek.
Right. This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Hellenists, Jews who made Greek their tongue.
Who are the Greeks?
Jews who made Greek their tongue.
So Timothy, the only reason why he was accepted amongst the brethren, we read Acts the 16th chapter, because he was an Israelite.
That's right.
Okay. But they knew he wasn't circumcised due to the fact that they realized his father was a Hellenized Jew, or what the Bible calls a Greek. Okay, from Helen. You understand? So the bottom line is he was an Israelite. There was an Israelite man that had sex and dealt with an Edomite woman in the scripture.
That's right.
But our forefathers never dealt with Edomite women.
Right.
But the Jewesses were Idumeans. They were women, because you got certain Edomite women, like I see you got a certain Edomite woman making videos, okay, out there, reading out of scriptures and bringing out this, that, and the third. Yeah, you're going to have Edomite women like that in these latter days.
You're going to have heathen like that also.
Yeah, you're going to have heathens, women of the dark nations like that. Okay, that's prophecy even fulfilled. We made that video about spiritual tares and Gentiles of the flesh.
That's right. And we also know several men in this knowledge and this truth who are dealing with either woman who cleave unto the house of Israel.
I know that personally. I'm not going to make mention of any names. I'm not going to put men out in business out there because maybe they don't want them to know that, and it's not my business to put their business out there. But I have no need to lie. I've seen it myself.
Exactly.
And Marshall, you've seen it yourself.
Yeah,
we've both seen it ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, and no, these men were not going off.
No, they're not going off, man. First of all, the Israelite man, he could be with any woman that he chooses to. Me personally, I'm gonna tell you something like it is. All right, my number one choice is the Hispanic woman. Number one, I believe that the Hispanic woman, they look better than the black woman. They have their long hair, all right. They have their long straight and their long curly hair, and they look better than the black woman. All right, and the second choice are the heathen woman. I tell you straight up, man.
Right.
All right. So I know a lot of you people are out there going to get mad. You're going to get offended and upset. But oh well, it's all scriptural. You see that the Israelite man can be with any woman he chooses to be, as long as the woman of other nations cleave unto the house of Israel.
Right. And we're not like advocating brothers just to go out there and just deal with heathen women for the sake of looking for them. But if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
The Bible tells you 7 women are going to take hold of 1 man. You really think that's going to be just all Israelite women saying we would eat our own bread and wear our own apparel? The majority is black and Hispanic women are only out there to see what you could do for them.
That's right.
They're all about, and a lot of our women are broke as hell too. They're catching hell. They broke. They have no money. A lot of them.
Right.
You understand? The heathen women have the bulk of the money and the finances. And the scripture tells you that the virgins shall mourn having no bridegroom. How many of our women you think are really actually virgins? Okay, think about that. Okay, well, you got heathen women across the earth right now that actually deal with arranged marriages, man. Which a lot of arranged marriages are going to be broken because, like the scripture says in Ezra, the husbands are going to die in the wars. And when you read the Bible, what did the Lord say to proclaim amongst the Gentiles? Prepare war. Okay, so a lot of these Gentile women who are waiting for their husbands to come back from fighting the wars, their husbands are going to die. Okay, and they're going to be all women. Okay, because like the scripture says, a man should be more precious than fine gold. And the scripture tells you that the sons of Zion is more precious than gold. We're like gold. Okay, because everybody is going to want to deal with an Israelite man. That's the bottom line. Because we are the most precious things on this earth. The sons of God, like the scripture says in Romans 8, the creatures are waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. Okay, the black and Hispanic man, when he comes back, and the Native and Seminole Indian man, when he comes back to his true origin and the power of the Most High, while Yahweh Shah's on him, all women are going to desire him, man. Because we're going to be the cream of the crop, man. We're going to be risen on a level, like the scripture said, the weakest one is going to be like David, man. Okay, the weakest one is going to be